Hey guys, we're going to start this 7-3 math lab. We'll finish it up, I guess, in 2 days, but we're going to start it today. I think you'll think this part is pretty easy. So we're talking about hyperbolas, and all these will have centers at 0, 0 today. So things you have to remember is whatever is first tells you the direction it's going, and A. So because X is first, it's going to go in the X direction. What do I mean by that? Well, that's the X axis and that's the Y axis. So it's going to go so that it's pointing towards the X axis, okay? So it's pointing like the X is in the middle of it. So that means it cannot be this guy who's going up and down and this guy who's going up and down. It has to be one of these guys. A is first. So a squared is 16 and a equals 4. So which one of these starts over 4? And the answer has to be, what is this? It's not the same. Are these the same? No. Crazy. Okay, so I need the X direction one. So it's either C or D. That's so weird. Okay, and it's the one that goes over 4. So I think the answer is going to be C. Okay, next one. That was weird. Okay, this one does not have 1 on one side. So you're going to divide everything by 144 first and simplify those fractions. So I have x squared over 9. If you hit math 1 in your calculator, 16 over 144, that's what you'll get. Y squared over 16 equals 1. Now the x is first, so it's going in the x direction again. So it's the one that's going the left and right. So it can't be this and it can't be this. A squared is always first as well. It's not what's biggest anymore, it's what's first. So a squared is 9, which means a is 3 in the x direction. So which one of these goes over 3? This one looks like it's going over 4. It's going by 2s, don't forget. This one is going over 3. The answer is D as in dog. Okay. Now this one, we're going to have to find the equation. They're going to give us the hints. I suggest you sketch it first. 0, 9 over 0 up 9 is a vertice. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. Which means that those are the vertices and it's got to be going this way. It's got to be going up and down, which is the Y direction, which means Y has to be first. So that means my choices are, this isn't right. It's one of these guys. It also tells me what A is. A is how far the vertices are. A is 9, so A squared is 81, and 81 has to be first. And that's enough. I didn't even have to look at C to know that the only one that has 81 first is D. Okay, now this one we're going to have to sketch again. The vertices are at 4, 0, and negative 4, 0, which tells you a bunch. It tells you that A is 4, A squared is 16, and it tells you your parabola is going to go in this way. So that is the X direction. So it tells you that you're going to have X squared over 16 first. The only one that has X squared over 16 is this guy. A, that's all you need. All you need. Didn't even need to do those asymptotes, but you could have, but you didn't even need to do those. Okay, now this one we're going to have to do a lot of stuff. Okay, so first of all, where's the center? The center is going to be at 0, 0. I'm going to just graph it as we go. Okay, it's in the X direction, which means like this and this. And A squared is 9, which means A is 3. And that's in the X direction. Now, they did not ask me for the vertices, but if they did, that would be where the vertices would be. Now, B is in the Y direction. That's 2, up 2, and down 2. That will be the ends of my box. So you can draw your box in. Mine's kind of downhill. Okay, and now we need to do the foci, and that comes from C, which now comes from A squared plus B squared equals C squared. So it's 9 plus 4 is C squared. 13 is C squared, and C is going to be the square root of 13. So C is the square root of 13, which if you want it as a decimal, you could type it in. It's about 3.6. And that's inside, because remember it's going like this, so the foci has to be here, so it's inside, so it's going to be like here and here. But you have to use the square root of 13. So you're going to go over square root of 13. Up 0. And left square root of 13, negative square root of 13. Okay. Now they want the equations of those asymptotes. Well, those asymptotes are going to go through that center, guys, and you can see the rise and the run comes from that box. So the rise was this and the run was this, okay? So the slope is rise 2, run 3. So that's 2/3 x. And it's no different y-intercept here because it's going through 0, 0. Tomorrow we'll be dealing with different ones. And then the other asymptote would be negative of that, negative 2/3 x. Okay. Now we're going to pick the graph that's right. Ooh, mine's real sloppy here. It's going to go on the left and right. Let's see what I can find here. Okay, so what did we say? It went 3 in the x direction. This one has to go in the x direction, so it's all left and right. So D is out. Does everyone see that D is out? Okay, so I go to the right 3. That looks like to the right 2. Oh, these are going by ones now. So it's 2. That might be 3. And that might be 3. So it's either B or C, up or down 2, up or down 2 for the y, so the answer has to be B. Okay, this one, they want to know all the parts again. You have to get, I feel like we've done this problem already. You'll have to divide everybody by 144 and simplify those fractions. Okay, so I get x squared over 16 minus y squared over 9 equals 1. And that's after you simplify those fractions. Foci comes from C. Foci comes from C. It's in the x squared direction, which means it's going to be like this. I just got to figure out what the C is, so I'm going to count it over. So 16 plus 9 is C squared. 25 equals C squared, so that's good. C is just 5, and we're going to go to the left and right, 5. So that's 5, 0, and negative 5, 0. Okay. Okay, now what are the asymptotes? Okay. Oh, why did I do that? Let me write that equation down. X squared over 16 minus y squared over 9 equals 1. Okay, so if my center was at 0, 0, in the x direction I'm going 4. Why am I going 4 in the x direction, guys? Because that's where the vertices are. A squared is 16, and I'm going to go 4 in the x direction. In the y direction, I'm going to go 3. That will be the box. So you draw in the box, and the box tells you your asymptote. Because b squared is 9 and b is 3. So look at this asymptote. I'm rising 1, 2, 3, and I'm running 4. So that's 3/4. Okay, so the answer for that is the first one. And now what is the graph? Let's see what I have here. I got to go 4 in the x direction and 3 in the y. Okay, 4 in the x direction, 3 in the y. That looks okay. That is not okay. That's not okay. And that's not okay. So the answer is A. Okay. Okay, let's see this one here. Divide everybody by 36. And simplify the fraction. So I get y squared over 9 minus x squared over 36 equals 1. So this one's in the y direction. So it's going to go up or down. The center is just 0, 0. Okay. They're going to ask you for the vertices. The vertices come from A, and A is what's first, not what's biggest. So A squared is 9, and A is 3, and that's in the Y direction. So I'm going to go up or down 3. So if I have a little sketch here, where are those points? 0, 3, and 0, negative 3. The foci are also going to be the eyeballs, right? They're going to be on the inside. Those come from C. So what I got here? I have 9a squared plus b squared is c squared. 9 plus 36 is c squared. Okay, so 45 is c squared. We are going to have to simplify that radical, guys. That's 9 times 5 is 45. So it's 3 root 5. Okay, so I'm going to go up or down 3 root 5. 3 root 5. So I'm going to go over 0 and up 3 square root of 5. And then over 0 and 3 square root of 5. Okay. And what are we doing now? Are we graphing or anything? Oh, the asymptotes. Okay. So the asymptotes, let's look at my sketch here, come from the box. So I need to go to the right and left 6 because the B tells me the endpoints of those boxes, remember? So now I just got to figure out what the line is that's going through here. Now this time I'm rising 3 and I'm running 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I'm rising 3, running 6. So that's 1/2 x. Rise 3, run 6, and negative 1/2 x. It's still going through the center. And let me graph it. Okay, so it's going in the Y direction, the up or down. So that means I'm only at A or C. This one is harder because they don't really show me the backs. This does not have center 0, 0. So it has to be C. It's not harder at all. It has to be C. Okay. And that's it. That's it for this. So we're just going to do 1 through 7 today. I'll make sure. Yeah, 1 through 7. Not too bad.